Good morning, good morning, good morning. You are in the Pill Method Club, and the room is how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. We've got some exciting information for you today. And so, Jared, let's go ahead and jump in.
All right, excuse me. All right, everybody. Welcome to the P.I.L.L Method Club, the P.I.L.L Method Room, how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. Definitely want to stick around for the entire 2 hours because you're going to hear a lot of great information. It's going to shift your mindset around how interest rate doesn't actually amount to interest cost. And with this method, you're going to be able to save up to 75% in lifetime interest cost, which is a significant amount of money. You're going to be able to understand how the bank actually the amortization charts work, and you're going to be able to make it work for you. So if you are in Clubhouse, make sure to click that greenhouse at the top, follow the club, but also read the about description. It'll describe what the P, the I, the L, and the L stand for in P.I.L.L Method, and it'll give you some ideas of some questions you can ask, and you can come on stage. This room is extremely interactive, so the more questions, the better. We love to help people in real time and then help those in the audience by hearing us help people in real time. So don't be shy. If you're in the Clubhouse room, raise your hand, ask about a refinance, ask about your mortgage, ask about your car loan, your credit card debt, your student loans, anything that has interest costs related to it. Feel free to come up and ask about your particular situation, and Don will break it down for you. In terms of Don breaking it down, not only does it break it down on Clubhouse, but he's breaking it down on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you're in this room right now and you're close to a laptop, computer, desktop, iPad, etc., and you'd like to see him break down the numbers and the charts, live, you can just go to ice10klive.com on your browser, choose either the YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube option, and you'll be able to see the numbers and the years that you can shave off of your mortgage live on the screen, and it'll help you understand this information even more. So if you're in this room, we'd love for you to click that plus sign, click that circular arrow button in the left-hand corner, and let people know about this room. And be excited. You're going to have an amazing experience learning something that none of us knew before meeting Don, and the biggest real estate professionals come into this room every day, and the jaws are dropped, and they've had no idea about this. So with that being said, we're going to go through some moderator intros and then get into the questions. So feel free to raise your hand. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, go ahead and type your questions into the chat, and we'll make sure we answer your questions as well. But before we go to the moderator intros, I'm going to let Don, the man, the myth, the legend, introduce himself, tell you about the P.I.L.L Method and what you're going to get out of this room today. Over to you, Don.
Thank you, Jared. And good morning to all the moderators on the stage. You guys make this room what it is. We've got the wise CEO. We got Aaron. We got Credit Goddess. We got Kenyatta up there, who is a co-mod with me. Kenyatta, you've been here from the beginning. I thank you. All right. So listen, folks, what's happening is that here in the P.I.L.L Method Club, we tell people the truth about how lending actually works, the history of lending, and how it is done today started 88 years ago in 1934. So what started in 1934? Amortization of 30-year loans. That started in 1934. PMI started in 1934, private mortgage insurance, and the Federal Housing Administration, the FHA. Everything, those things started all together to work to try to bring us out of the Great Depression and to get the banks lending again. But one of the carrots that was offered to the banks was amortization of 30-year loans. In other words, banks, how to take a 3% loan and turn it into 51% return on your money. How to take a 4% loan and turn it into 71% return on your money. How to take a 5% loan and make it a 93% return on your money. And a 6% loan, how to make it 115.838% return on your money. You're going to pay more in interest than you borrowed in principal at 6%. This is what's going on, and we tell you the truth. But there's a weakness in their system, and we're going to expose that weakness sometime today. So you don't want to go anywhere. We're going to tell you how to beat the bank at their own game and how you can pay a lot less interest using your current budget, and you don't have to sacrifice lifestyle. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, all right. So I see Jane came to the stage, and I see some other hands raised. So I love that. Renee, I see you. Elsha, come on the stage. Um, and yeah, let's get to rocking and rolling. So we're gonna do some quick moderator introductions, and then we're gonna get to Jane's question. All right. So my name is Jared Albertin. I've been in the tech space for 15 plus years. My passion is diversity in tech. I run a ton of rooms, helping people understand opportunities in tech, and also helping people get jobs in tech through recruiter spotlight rooms where we'll have companies like Google, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Microsoft on stage. And we have people like that look like me shoot their shot. And we've gotten a ton of people in the tech, over 100 people to date. And also I'm partnering with Grant Cardone and the 10X organization with the 10X incubator to fund startups, especially those people of color and women. So if you're interested in learning more about what I do, feel free to follow me on Clubhouse, or you can also check me out at jarrett10k.com. That's JARRETT10k.com. And you can connect with me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Clubhouse. All right, with that being said, I'm going to pass it to my lovely co-host, Kenyatta.
Thank you, Jerry. Good morning, good people. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I'm your real estate broker out of the state of Illinois, as well as Georgia and Florida. And I can assist you with finding deals in any of these places and more. Just let me know where you at and I'll come. As well as a commercial lending broker, which means that I can not only help you find that deal, but I can help you fund that deal, as well as a business loan broker. And I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't go through the same pitfalls I did as an early entrepreneur using my own resources and money. And I'm here with the P.I.L.L method because I believe that this is the best way to close that generational gap financially. And I'm asking you guys to go to ice10klive.com and pick how you want to view these examples so you can see why I love this room so much. And I want you to do so on your laptop, desktop, or your iPad, another device, so you can still be tuned into the Clubhouse. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Kenyatta.
Good morning. I'm Tiffany, the Wise CEO. I'm so happy to be here yet again. Oh, it's such an amazing space. I'm an executive coach. I come from the financial sector, so I'm a corporate strategist, and we do a lot of major land deals. And we're just really excited about what's happening here in Cincinnati. Hooday in the playoffs. Hooday, hooday. And here on Clubhouse, I also run a room called the Wise CEO Club. And I'm also in charge of the Ivy League Club. So tap into my bio to learn more about me. There are limited replays. I don't keep them all there now because there's so much information out here on Clubhouse. But I want to thank you for coming into this room because you are about to get set free, because I'm also a financial advocate, a financial freedom advocate, in that I changed the laws in the great state of Ohio, and I'm doing a whole lot more out here in the real world as well as on Clubhouse. Thank you all so much for being here again. YCO10K.com.
Great morning, family. It's so great to be with you all this morning. I'm Erin Porche, founder and CEO of Global Words Consulting Group, and I am here to just continue to learn and grow and expand with the information that Don provides. We at my company innovate approaches to build community, and we are highly interested in closing the wealth gap. So with that being said, feel free to explore my profile. Also, you can connect with me at ladyaaron10k.com. We love to serve you in your life and your business any way that we can. Thank you all again for having me. Over to you, Rose.
All right, looks like Credit Goddess might be away, so let's pass it to Kirk.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kirk Nugent. Get to serve as your producer for today, streaming all of this knowledge and goodness and financial freedom to let's turn that up a little bit. You say I'm a little low? Okay. We're streaming on Clubhouse, yes, but to LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And that's what I'm doing for Don with Don on this platform. I want to make sure you guys know how to tap in with me. My link is kirk10klive.com. I believe that your live stream is your digital storefront because there's no greater way for people to experience your greatness than for them to see you do it live. And Don Daniel is a perfect example of that. We're excited to partner with the P.I.L.L method. If you want to learn more about harnessing the power of live video, tap in with me, check my profile, and of course, check that link, kirk10klive.com. Good morning.
All right, so that's everybody on the stage. So if you're in the audience, make sure you click on all the profiles, give them a follow. You're always curious about who you follow, and more importantly, make sure you follow Don, the P.I.L.L Method Daniel. So let's get into the content. Really excited to share this information with you. If you have a question, feel free to raise your hand. Everybody's welcome on stage. And if you're in the chat, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, feel free to type in your question and Kirk will make sure that you are recognized. So with that being said, let's go with Jane. Doesn't know what your question is.
Hi, good morning. I'm Janie Harris. I'm an investor here in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. And I did sign up for the Get Access tour. And I've been listening a little bit about the P.I.L.L method. But this morning, Jared, when you were speaking, you had given a website where we can go follow along. And you also talked about not only mortgages, but auto loans that we can apply this method to. So I was interested in knowing more about that.
All right, Jane. So if you want to follow us, if you want to see the examples, you see the link right above our heads. Just click on that or go to ICE10klive.com. It stands for Interest Cancellation Expert, ICE10klive.com, and on your tablet or on your computer. And that way you'll be able to click on the link that you like best, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, and you can watch these examples live. So how's that, Janie?
Yeah, I am. I'm on your 10K card now, but I don't see it live. I'm on my laptop.
No. You have to click which one you want.
Yeah, click.
There's all the buttons there, and you can see Facebook. You can see YouTube.
I'm on your YouTube one.
There you go. Did you click the YouTube one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is it coming up?
You streaming live? I don't see you live on there.
All right. Did you? But you'll look for it, and it'll say one of those pictures will say live.
Okay.
And then you click that one.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you have a question?
No, I did not. I'm just going to listen in and see how this applies to the mortgages as well as car loans.
Excellent. So that is a question. You want to see it? You want to see how we kill mortgages and kill car loans? Oh.
Yes, sir. And I'm interested in meeting you at the Get Access tour as well.
Oh my goodness! You make sure it's I'm Janie. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. So, Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. So, Jane, are you sure you don't want to learn about a car loan or any car loans specific to you? Because Don has really good examples around that. We have no other questions, so.
All right. So what we're going to do is, Janie, just go over basic fundamentals here, since you asked, how does amortization work? And how do we save at the same rate the bank is charging us? No matter what the interest rate is, we can pay a lot less interest. So let me do it this way. I'm going to share a little information here with everyone, and we're going to put that on the screen. All right, and screen. There we go. And this one. There we go, Kurt. So Kurt's our engineer. He makes sure everything gets up and running. And listen, folks, he taught me how to do all this stuff, you know. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself that can actually work some technology. All right. There we go. All right, Kurt. So here we are, folks. Here we have we've got an amortization schedule on the screen. And Janie, are you seeing that?
Yes, I do see it on my laptop.
All right, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a $200,000 mortgage. All right, and and basically car loans work the same way, but I'm going to show you the difference between the two. So we have a 6%. We've got a 6% mortgage here, and the reason why I'm using that is that because there are a lot of real estate investors out there also, and they're gonna see a lot of 6% mortgages, and people are gonna look at that and say, "Wow, 6% interest? That's high." When we could get a 2% interest or 1.9. But I want to show you what happens when you're in a high interest loan. I'm going to put two high interest loans up here, folks. And it just occurred to me that there are high interest loans out there and people are stuck and they want to hurry up and refinance because somebody will look at that and say, you have a 6% loan, you have a 7% loan, you have to rush and refinance that thing and get it down to 3. And then but no one ever asked the question, why is a 3% loan better than a 7% loan? Because 3 is less than 7. Basically, that's all they're going to be able to tell you. 3% less than 7%. And they're going to tell you that, well, at 3%, here's how much interest you're going to pay over 30 years. And at 7%, here's how much interest you're going to pay over 30 years. And so the two numbers that they're telling you about, folks, is over a 30-year period. Okay? So right then, you have to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. Listen to everything. So you're saying over 30 years, I'm going to pay this much interest. Yes. But what happens if I what if I pay off the loan in 7 years? How much interest will I pay? I don't know. What if I pay it off in 9 years? How much interest will I don't know. So what we want to do is be able to see, get out of the mindset that you have to stay in a loan for 30 years. Now, let me help you put this thing in perspective. I was listening to a young lady this morning who's very successful in business, and she owns a Lamborghini. $150K, $150,000. Okay, owns it. And so there are homes out there, there are houses that have mortgages for $150,000. Here's my question. Do you think I can get a 30-year loan on a Lamborghini? Anybody? Kurt?
No way.
No way. I can't get a 30-year loan on a Lamborghini, but I can get a 30-year loan on a house. So here's my next question. How come a Lamborghini has to be paid off in 6 or 7 years, but it takes 30 years to pay off a $150,000 house? How come we can't pay that off in 6 or 7 years? Folks, we're gonna show you how to treat your house like a car and get rid of that thing with a lot less interest, but you don't have to change your budget and you don't have to sacrifice lifestyle. Okay? All right, folks. Here's what we're looking at. We have a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. And then here's the payment is $1,199.10. And so, Janie, you kind of spearheaded this thing. Would you mind helping me out on this today?
Sure, no problem.
All right, great. And so, and we're going to scroll down to the summary, and it's going to be a little behind what you see and what you hear. There's going to be a slight lag, but you should be able to see now total interest paid on this loan. Do you see that number? And if you're speaking,
Yes.
you're muted.
Yes, I do.
How much is it?
$231,676.
Janie, that's more than we borrowed. How can this number be 6% of this number? How is that? It's not, is it?
No.
No, it's actually 115.838% of that number. So how in the world do they get to call it 6% when we're actually paying back more in interest than we borrowed in principal? Let's take a look at how this breaks down, Janie, and then we're going to ask you to help us to understand it. So when we're down to payment number one, how much money goes out of that $11.99.10? How much money goes to principal?
$199.10.
And how much goes to interest?
$1,000.
How fair is that?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. So now that we look at it like this, now I want you to take a look at that interest column, Miss Janie. Look at all the way down to line 12. Look at all those $1,900 payments every single month. While somebody is struggling to pay back their loan, do you see the mortgage payment? You know what the mortgage payment is on this? The mortgage payment is the principal column, because mortgage has to do with the money you borrowed. You borrowed the money in the principal column, correct?
Correct.
Did you borrow the money in the interest column?
No.
Then that's not mortgage payment, is it?
No.
Because it's not the money you borrowed. So we're working hard. This person is working hard to pay off their loan, but they're only out of their $1,200 a month, only $200 is going to the paying off the loan. Isn't it so easy to start to think that our entire $1,200 payment is actually helping us? Wow. Okay, so now here's how it works. Because the bank is charging us all of that interest, we don't have to pay all that interest. We can save at the same rate they are charging us. Did you know that?
We can save at the same rate that they are charging us.
Did you know that to be true?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Let's take a look and see how we can do that then. All right, so payment number one, January. We make our payment number one in January, and we don't owe another payment until February, correct?
Correct.
So February's principal payment is how much?
Principal is $200.10.
Do we have to wait till February to give the bank that $200.10?
No.
Oh, so if we had it, could we give it to them in January?
Yes.
And does any interest come out of that $200 if we give it to them in January?
Not if you specify that it's for principal only.
Yes, it goes to the principal. Okay, so there's only when you give that extra money in the same month, it can only go to principal. Okay, if you have an escrow account, then if you don't specify, they can put it in the escrow account. Okay, but when you have on any loan, generally any extra money, they cannot take interest money out of it. That's a given. That cannot be done because the interest has already been paid for January. Follow?
Okay.
So that $200.10 is also subtracted from what I owe. How's that? So I'm actually paid down to line 2 on my amortization schedule, where I owe $199,600.80. You seeing that?
I do.
So my next mortgage payment for February is actually on what line of my schedule now?
Your next mortgage payment for February, since you already paid the $210, would it be on line 3?
Yes, ma'am, it sure would. How's that sound? So you just got rid of a whole mortgage payment for just $200.10, not $1,200. How do you like those apples?
I love it.
Okay. All right. All right. So now, guess what else happened? Since you're on line, so this is the new February payment. The March payment moves up one, and we are collapsing that amortization schedule. Payment number 1 now is touching payment number 3. So what happened to the $999 in interest on line 2?
That's what I want to know.
It went away. It was eliminated. It was canceled. You don't have to pay it now. It was scheduled. Just like, a class gets scheduled, but on a snow day, class is canceled. It was scheduled to be paid, but now you don't have to because you gave the bank the money You took control of the timing. If you let the bank control the timing, they will charge you that $9.99. You take control of the timing, you don't have to pay that interest. How does that sound?
Nice.
Now let me take you. So you like that part?
Yes.
Would you like to learn something more powerful than that?
Yes.
What if I make a payment here on line 1, and then I look at this thing and Janie said she says if I do this, I can save that. But what if I decided I wanted to pay line 1 and then pay the principal payment on line 2, another $200, $201.10, and $202.10 from line 4? What if I give the bank these next 3 principal payments? What happens to these 3 interest payments?
They go away.
And if I round that up, that's about how much money?
2, 4, 6.
No, the interest part. How much interest did we just save if we round it up?
Oh, the interest, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000.
Listen, that's a lot of money, Jenny. We don't have to pay. That's about $3,000 we don't have to pay. And how much did we invest? A little over $600.
Mm.
And the $600 I'm talking about, Janie, is the money you were going to have to give to the bank anyway.
Mm.
But you chose how to give it to them, so you don't have to give them that interest. Car loans work the same. Now, the next thing we want to know is, when I give the bank money, can I know how much interest I'm saving? And can I know how much interest I'm saving per dollar? So when you give your dollar to save yourself some interest, Janie, do you want to save some interest, or do you want to save the most amount of interest that you possibly can with that money?
I want to save the most amount of interest I can.
Right. And did you know that matters how much money and when you pay? That controls how much interest you save per dollar. Did you know that?
Yes.
All right. So here's what we're talking about. We're going to show you just a little bit about that, and then we're going to be done with this example. So if I have, let's say I've got plenty of money in the bank. Can you see line 12?
I can. Uh-huh.
And can you see line 24?
24, yes.
Now I have plenty of money in the bank here. All right. So if we have plenty of money in the bank, and I can say, well, this is all the principal for 1 year, $2,456 and a penny. You seeing that?
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question. I know I have to pay that because that's money I borrowed. But do I have to pay it in 12 monthly installments?
No.
If I had it, could I give it to the bank all at once on line 1?
Absolutely, yes.
If I did, would I be paid down to line 12 in 1 month?
Yes.
Uh-oh. So listen, you said that yes a little differently. Why did you do that?
Because it just makes sense to pay all the principal. It just seemed too simple. I'm waiting for the punchline.
You waiting for the other shoe to fall.
Yeah.
You said, somebody said on one of my videos, they said, where is the catch? And you know what the guy said? There is no catch. That's all there is. So do you see why? Do you see why this is not taught at any level of financial education?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Absolutely.
you have done business with either an accountant or a CPA before, haven't you?
I have, yes.
And if you found out that your accountant or CPA actually learned this in school and didn't tell you, would you be upset?
Yes.
How about the person that sold you your house, your real estate agent, who puts people in 30-year mortgages?
Mm-hmm.
If they knew this and didn't tell you, would you be upset?
Yes.
And how about the person that sold you your loan, the loan officer, the one that said, here's your mortgage?
Mm-hmm.
If they knew this and didn't tell you, you'd really be upset.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know. The mortgage person, the real estate agent, your accountant, your financial planner, this is not taught in finances at any level of financial education. Not taught. That's why you don't know this. That's why it seems so incredulous that this can be the truth. It just seems like we should have to pay all of that interest. And when we tell people they don't have to, it's hard for them to wrap their minds around it. What about that? So in other words, Miss Janie, if we gave the bank this all at once, we would get rid of all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12, wouldn't we?
Yes. And
That,
jump down to line 13.
look at you, way ahead of me.
Right?
Our next mortgage payment for February will be on line 13. You're right, Miss Janie. We have a payment every single month. But instead of line 2 being our number 2 payment, line 13 is now our number 2 payment. How do you like those apples?
Nice.
So this is what we're talking about, Miss Janie. So now, do you have a calculator handy?
I do.
All right. So now we're going to talk about, here is the important thing that people need to really understand about this. And folks, if you're new to this, if you're new to the room, you want to see this example. Miss Kenyatta, can you tell them how to see the rest of this? Because they do not want to miss this part.
You really don't. What you want to do is to go to ice10klive.com on your laptop, your desktop, or maybe your iPad, and you want to choose from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube how you want to view this example.
All right. Listen, I'm kind of upset because I'm trying to figure out why Hannibal is in the audience. All right. So let's see if we can coax him up here. Hannibal in the audience. That's crazy.
That's my friend. Hannibal, come up.
Anyway, folks, so listen, while I'm waiting for folks to come on in here to see what it is that we're doing, all right, and this is amazing what is going on here. So listen, folks, here's what we're talking about. Miss Jane, you should have your calculator by now.
I do.
And I'm going to put a calculator on the screen too. So you need to tell the people, but if I put a calculator on here that, I got rid of it. Doggone it. I clicked the wrong button. Let me pull it up again. And so much, Danny. So what we're going to be talking about is I need to put these numbers on the screen.
My brother is here too, Don.
Your brother? Who's your brother?
Darrell Wells. He's in the building.
Your big brother Darrell. Listen. Can you invite Can you invite your big brother up to the stage? So listen, folks. I got these numbers on here, and I want to tell you the truth. And Miss Janie, you are in charge of the truth this morning. If I tell a lie, shut the whole room down. Okay. Why are you laughing at me?
I don't know how to shut the room down, but I'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. So now here's what we're doing. If we know how much money, okay, if I pay this $2,456 and a penny, then I save a ton of interest. I'm already down to line 12 on my mortgage already, and I save all of this interest, correct?
Correct.
But if I have plenty of money, if I do line 24 and give them the $5,063.50 here in the third column, I could save all this interest and I'll be paid down the line 24. Wouldn't I?
Yes, correct.
All right. So here's my question. If I have plenty of money, which one should I choose? Line 12 and line 24 to prepay?
Line 24.
Why is that?
Because now you so now you're knocking off 24 payments.
Right. So now here is the part that the banks don't tell you. Now, again, I love the bank. I love borrowing their money. You know why I love borrowing their money? Because I get it at a discount. I get it at 75% off. And so can you. And everybody else here on the stage can borrow the bank's money at 75% off. Here's what you need to know. All right. So if this is the amount of money that we can save, $11,933.19 by giving them the 245601, we can put in our calculator the $11,933.19 and divide it by the 245601. That would tell us how much interest we're saving per dollar, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So we put in 11,933 0.19, and we're going to divide it by what? 2456.01. I'm getting $4.85. Is that what you're getting?
I did 4.85.
4.85. So what we just found out is for every dollar, you can save $4.85 for every dollar you give the bank, and you control the timing. That's pretty good, isn't it? So in other words, if you gave me $1, Janie, and I gave you back $4.85, how many times would you do that?
I would do that a whole bunch of times.
Okay.
As many times as you would allow me to.
As many times. Okay. Did you realize the bank has to do the same thing? When you give them that dollar at a certain time of the month, right here, they can't charge you $4.85 for every dollar you give them. That is pretty doggone good, isn't it?
Yes.
Did you ever think about it that way?
No, I haven't.
All right.
I've never.
Are you thinking about it that way now?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay. So let's do line 24. So
Okay.
if we can save $4.85 per dollar, wow, what could we do at line 24? So we're going to put in the 23,000, 714.9, and then we're going to divide it by $5,063.50. And we should get
4.68.
what? So we're saving less per dollar?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. If you hadn't seen the numbers for yourself, would you have believed that? That you're actually saving less per dollar, giving them the 5,000. So there's a point at which more is too much, Miss Janie, when we're paying off the debt. We want to save the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. If I can save $4.85, should I ever accept $4.68 per dollar? Are you following?
Mm-hmm. I am.
Okay. So I should never accept less when I can get more, correct?
Oh, that's correct.
That's what we're talking about, Ms. Janie. And this is why we need an opportunity cost calculator. We have a cloud-based computing system that does all of the math, that tells people exactly how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on, and which loan to attack, so that we can know exactly how much interest we're saving and save the most amount of interest per dollar that's mathematically possible for you. And Miss Janie, just because you asked that question about car loans and mortgages this morning, wanting to know how it worked, you helped a whole lot of people this morning.
Nice.
All right.
And I helped myself.
And you helped yourself. Okay. How about that? Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right. All right. So thank you very much for coming to the stage. Do you have any other questions for us today?
I do not. I learned a lot. Where can I get signed up with you?
All right. Where you go to the link at the top of the page. It's ice10klive.com. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see a button that says get a savings and earnings report.
Okay, I see that.
She's watching online, Dawn, so she's got it right in front of her. ICE 10K Live right there. Then right on the bottom, we have Get a Savings and Earnings Report.
All right, there you go. You're crawling across the stage. Okay, now here's the thing, folks. I just got a call from the office yesterday, and we are being inundated with requests right now. It was kind of like a 24-hour turnaround. Now it's more like a 3-work-day turnaround to get to everyone. We're going to improve on that, I promise you. Okay. But give us 72 hours to get back to you. Now, here's what's happening. When everybody puts in that information, you're put in a queue. And then when you get to the top of the queue, we're going to call you and verify your financial information. Guess what's happening? People are not putting in all of their financial information. They may have a mortgage but they're not putting their credit cards in or their student loans in. So if you want to know when you're going to be completely out of debt on all of your debt, put all of your financial information in. When you don't put your financial information in, okay, Miss Kenyatta, if we have to send them back to put the extra information in, do they come back at the top of the queue or they come back at the bottom of the queue?
They should come back at the top of the queue.
Yes, that's what most people think, but they're going to come back at the bottom and start all over again. So, folks,
Whoa.
please put all of your information in, because all of those people who are putting other information in, they're going to be at the top of the queue and they're going to move them through the system. But if your information is incomplete, follow all the directions there, put all of your information in, and then we can move you into getting a consultation, and you don't have to move back down to the bottom of the queue. Does that make sense, everybody? So make sure, if you have mortgages, put it in. If you have student loans, put those in. If you have credit cards, put those in. If you have car loans, put those in. Here, let me tell you something. And most people don't know this. The more loans you put in, the better off you are in getting out of debt. I know. The average person has 13 different loans. The average family has 13 different loans. When we see more than that, some people get distressed when they see, I've got all of these loans. Do you know what happens to us? We smile, because you're already paying on all of those loans. Now, I want you to follow me here. You're making monthly payments on all of those loans and you're getting it done. What will happen if we accelerate the payment on those loans for you, show you how to do it, and then one of the loans falls off? Now that money that used to go to that loan can go to something else. Now 2 loans fall off. Now that money that went to those 2 loans, we can direct, the program will direct you where to put that money next. And so the more loans you have, the more discretionary income we can create a lot faster. And that's why you're able to get out of debt in 7 to 9 years. We're going to take the added discretionary funds and direct the right amount to the right loan at the right time and kill the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. So put all the loans in. You're better off if we see it all, and we can get you out of debt faster once it's there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for what you're doing. And I'm going to give complete instructions on this. Here's what you do. Click on Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Once you click on Get a Savings and Earnings Report, then you need to verify your cell phone number. Once the cell phone number is verified, because this is confirm it, you're going to get a code. We're going to send it to your messages on your cell phone. Take this code from your messages and then put it in the space supplied on the website. Then it will let you into the financial form. Put all of your debt in. And the first thing that you're going to click on when you're doing the financial form is we're going to ask you, what type of loans do you have? And you can just put a click in those spaces. I got mortgages, I got student loans, I've got credit cards, I've got car loans. So we're going to ask you, what type of loans do you have? That's the first thing. And then the spaces will be created for you to put those loans in. If you have more than one mortgage, you can put more than one mortgage in. If you have more than one student loan, you can put those in. You have more than one credit card, you can put as much in there as you need. And then once you do that, we're going to ask you to put a little bit of your income information and about how much money is left over after all the bills are paid. Boom. You do that, you can know we're going to do what we do on our side and make sure you get a report that tells you how, the month and year you're going to be debt free, how much interest you're going to save, and how that interest saved can now be converted into generational wealth, because that's money you don't have to give the bank. Do you realize our average client saves about $150,000 in interest they never have to pay the bank? And guess what? They're still able to go on vacation every year. They're still able to have fun. You don't have to cut up your credit cards to do this, folks. You don't have to eat beans and rice every day to do this. You don't have to drive a 30-year-old car to do this. You don't have to sell pizzas at night to do this. You can do this with your current budget and still have fun with your family. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for that question coming on the stage. And we really look forward to meeting you on the Get Access tour.
You're a little muffled.
Hear me now?
Not quite.
Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, we're going to take over for a minute there and let you go out and go back in. Kurt, what's going on, man?
Hey, man.
What kind of comments we got? Do we have any comments out there?
Well, David Hunt says he loves beans and rice.
David Hunt is probably saying it should say rice and peas.
Hey, he said beans and rice, man. He said I think he might be from a place that says it beans and rice. So.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Do you know him?
I do. He's from Trinidad.
Testing 1 2.
All right.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Jared, you're sounding good. All right, David Hunt. Listen, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir, and I'm looking forward to talking with you. And anytime you want, we're excited to have you in this space, and I'm glad you love beans and rice. I don't have anything against beans and rice. I just don't want to eat it every day.
No. Hey, for the next interview, go ahead, Jared.
So thank you so much, Jane. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay.
Yes.
And we really look forward to seeing you on the Get Access tour. And if you want more information about the Get Access tour, February 18th to the 19th, you can click the ice10klive.com link at the top. And then you can go ahead and choose the option that says Get Access tour. It's on the upper right-hand corner, right next to the button that says Get the Book. And because that was such a powerful example and you got so in depth, I think now is an appropriate time. I don't know if 10K is going to be coming back in the room. I'll try to ping him in.
Yeah, let's do that.
But we'd love for you to just tell people, like, what kind of principles can they learn in the book, and why is it such an important read and a powerful share for friends and family?
Listen, folks, the reason why this is powerful information, and the reason why you have not heard about it before, Miss Janie, and other people that are in because when I look at an amortization schedule, I see something different than what most people do. I have what's called ASD, or autism spectrum disorder. Some people refer to it as Asperger's. Okay, so my form of ASD, when I look at things, excuse me, I see the patterns. I see patterns in all of this, and the patterns tell me, why do it this way? When the patterns are leaping off the page at me and says, if we look at it this way, we can save a ton of interest. That's why it's not being taught anywhere, because it seems so simple. But then it is still quite complicated because of amortization. You can easily pay too much at the wrong time or on the wrong loan. And because we don't have a way to measure, then we can't optimize. And folks, you can't optimize what you can't measure. This is what the book is trying to explain, and saying there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than meets the eye. So we're giving you the basics in the book. And out of 33 million titles on Amazon, this is the only book that explains how all of this works and how to defeat that system, so you can cut your interest costs by 75%. The only book. So get that book today. Get it today. And when you do, then you'll be able to get a digital business card that is a lifesaver that goes along with it. And so, Miss Kenyatta, would you please tell the people?
Would you please give Kenyatta some time to get some rest? Kenyatta is always working you. Why like this?
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Sean. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sean.
Jared, come on, do it, Jared. Do it, Jared.
Yeah, but guys, look, the good news is when you do get a copy of Don's book, not only you getting enlightened as the best formulas out there to help you and your family to conserve wealth, but also you're gonna get a digital business card that's gonna move your business from where you are now to where you really want to be. Because getting the word out there as to who you are and what you do is the secret to success, guys. So if you're a professional here, don't keep it a secret. All right, Don, I'll pass the mic back over to you, brother.
All right, all right, all right. So listen, 10K. Listen, give us a little bit more. Um, if they get the 10K card, all right, is that all there is? They just get a digital card.
Now, I was trying not to say anyone on my birthday, Don, but you're making me have to do it, so I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
By the way, if my signal gets choppy, just put me in for a second.
Okay.
So basically, guys, when you get the digital card that Don generously provided for you, my goal is to put some money in your pocket. So after you get that card, let's get you upgraded. Because when you get the upgraded version, you're gonna earn 20% on every purchase that comes after yours. So when someone sees your card, become impressed by it, and they want to get one, you're gonna get 20% of that purchase. And you can take that 20%, guys, and you can allocate it towards your mortgage payment. When we mentioned that to Don, he almost went crazy and said, 10K, this is something that we have to do now. So after you get your card, guys, if you already have an existing card, reach out to us. Let's get you upgraded. That way you can now start benefiting from that extra 20% that you can put towards your mortgage payment. Back, Captain.
Thank you very much for that. So, folks, listen, with an extra $100 or $200 that could come from the 10K card, do you realize you can knock an extra year off and save anywhere from $10 to $15,000 in interest just from owning a 10K card and doing what 10K suggests? And so, Kenyatta, go over it one more time. How can they get their 10K card once they purchase the book?
So you purchase the book. What you want to do is go to i10klive.com, go to the left side, two slots down where it says I'm ready. Upload a screenshot of that receipt right there and let us know your social media outlet handles and email address, phone number. Let us know where you want to receive your digital 10K card, and you will receive it in an hour or less, value at $100.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you very much, everyone. Jared, back to you, sir.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, everybody make sure that you tap in with the book and then upload your receipt and get that 10K card. We all have them on stage. Just drives a ton of business to all of our different links, and you get them customized as well, which is super important. All right, cool. So we want to bring some more questions to the stage. We have about an hour left. So if you want to come to the stage to ask about your refinance, your 30-year mortgage, your car loans, your student loans, feel free to raise your hand and come on stage. If we have a bunch of shy people in the audience, then Don, you can choose from the hundreds of examples you have from your customers to illustrate how you use the P.I.L.L method to save hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest cost. But we would love to help somebody in this room with their specific situation. So feel free to raise your hand or write your question in the chat on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And while I have the mic, make sure that you follow Don. Click the always on notification next to that follow button. And I'd love for you to follow Kenyatta, YCEO, Aaron, Credit God Coffee as well. They do some amazing rooms on Clubhouse. But if we have no questions, which is surprising, you can literally save you serious money in 2022. We're going to let Don go through a example from one of his customers.
Listen, we're going to do even better than that. We're going to go and talk about some things that a lot of you may not have seen before or noticed before. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Where is my there?
Hey Don,
yes,
at the buzzer, we have somebody come on the stage.
Really?
Yep.
Let's do that.
All right, so Rasheen, thank you for being brave and coming to the stage with a question. Please let us know what your question is. How can we help you? And you just have to go to the bottom right-hand corner and click that microphone icon so that we can hear you.
Awesome. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
The crazy part is I was speaking and then I didn't know to go on the microphone part. I want to thank you for being on this platform. First off, I want to shout out Shakira, Red. We call her Sam. She had gave me a link to join this platform this morning. I pressed the button and I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you for being here, sir. What question
Um,
do you have for us?
Now, my question is, now I have a two-part question. I have a car loan that I'm over 20% of the interest rate. Don't ask me why I did it. I was under pressure some time ago to get a car. I needed that. And I didn't realize until one of my family members pointed it out that the interest rate on the car loan was crazy.
Mhm.
So that was one thing. And for my home, I'm hearing you talk about the amortization. I want to say it right, but the amortization. My
Mhm.
issue with that is I have one from my loan, but at the same time, I want to know where's the best place to get it. Consistent amortization when you do get loans, do they have to send them to you when you first start the loan, or what's the best route to go to get it so you'll be able to look at it like you see and start to see these patterns when you pay this off?
Well, listen, man. Here's the thing you want to know. Even most people, when they get their mortgage, the amortization tables are they give it to you. They give you an amortization schedule. They give it to you when they get the loan. But guess what? If you do anything that disrupts their timing, you give a dollar even when you choose to instead of when they tell you to, that whole amortization schedule is now destroyed. You need a new one. This is why in our
Wow.
this is why in
Wow.
our program, because see, listen, I just pointed out that on the example before, an extra $200 changes the whole amortization schedule. It gets rid of one line off the schedule. So now,
Really?
it is that old schedule is done. We need a new one now
Hmm.
that shows only 359 payments instead of 360.
Mm.
Yes, that's what's going on. And most people are unaware of that. So if you want to know how much interest you're saving at any given point, you have to know how much time, how much money you have left, and how much interest is now left to pay. Because in the other example that we showed on this, um, sir, is that if I knock off, the bank wants me to take this loan that I have on the screen and move it from point A, the top, to point B, and they want me to pay
Hey, Don.
$11,933.19. Yes?
I don't have it. I don't have anything.
Oh, you don't. I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry,
No
sir.
worries, no worries. I just
All right.
I heard you say that I have on screen, but I didn't see it, so I wanted to make
Okay.
sure
All
you get
right.
that up there.
You are so on top of it, man. That's why you are. That's why you are who you are. Okay. So
Man, it's a team effort, man.
we're gonna get it up there. All right. There we go. All right. So what I'm showing here, folks, on the screen is that to move this loan from point A to point B, that is from the top here to here. If you do it the bank's way, they want to charge $11,933.19. But if I give the bank the $2,456 and a penny that I would pay down if I pay down the loan the way they want me to, I'll pay down this loan by 2456.01. It will cost me 11,933.19 to do it. If I give them the 24,601 all at one time on line one, I move the loan from point A to point B in 1 month. And it doesn't cost me $11,933.19. It only costs me the $1,000 up here. So my next mortgage payment is on line 13 of my schedule the next month. So that would be month 2. So I just took 11 months off their schedule, sir, by doing this. Okay, Rasheen, by doing this. And now I just destroyed the amortization schedule. So now I need a new one.
Wow. Okay. And that's automatically generated once you make that payment.
The bank automatically generates it for you. Now,
Awesome.
here's what we're going to do. Because we have computing system, artificially intelligent AI, artificially intelligent cloud-based computing system that uses the same math, okay, that the banks use. We created with systems, not just for one mortgage, but for all of your loans. I don't care if you have 50. We recreated every single month for all of it, and it's all done on the background for you. You don't have to worry about it. The program tells you how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on, which loan to attack, and how much interest you're going to save with each move. That's what's going on, sir.
That's awesome.
All right. So now
Yes.
I'd like to talk, if you don't mind, since you brought it up. Do you mind hanging out with us here for a few minutes?
No, not at all. I'm here.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
you talked about a 20% car loan.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want you to know that if you're stuck in a high interest car loan, there's always something you can do. How would you like to know that? So let's
I
go.
definitely want to know.
You definitely want to know that. So let's go ahead. We're going to put something on the screen here. And about when you started this car loan, about how much did you borrow? Do you remember?
It was about 28,000.
28,000.
28,000.
28,000. Okay. And the interest rate is about 20%.
Yes.
And how many payments was it? Was it 6 years? Was it 5 years?
It was 5 years.
5
Definitely
years.
5 years.
Definitely 5 years. That's 60 months. So what I'm getting here is that the payment is approximately. Oh, I put 28. I put 280,000. I'm so used to putting mortgages in. Sorry.
I can take that for my next call.
All right. 28,000. So the payment is approximately $741.83 in that neighborhood.
Say that again.
$741.83.
Oh, so I must have did something wrong then.
So what is the payment? Well, how much is
my payments are about about 451.
451. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
let's do
So
450.
something I did wrong.
That's okay. All right, we'll figure it out. But was it really? Do you think it was 60 months?
Yes.
Okay.
But now that you're saying it, it might have been an extra year on it, 6 years. Now that you're saying it, it might have been an extra.
Let's do 72 months. Okay. Now we had 72 months. All right. And are you sure the interest rate was 20%, or you're not sure?
Yeah, it was like 19 something.
Okay. So let's do 20%. If I do 451, I'm going to take the principal amount out, and we have let's see. All right, it's about $18,828.68. Okay, that's where we started. Okay,
I put down $4,000.
Right, so you brought it down to 18 grand to get it down to 451. All right,
Nah, my numbers are off somewhere.
72. So 72%. So that's okay. 72 payments. That's okay. Let's work with that. Okay.
All right. I'm sorry about the numbers.
Listen, man, don't worry about it. Here's what we're looking at, sir. You can't see the examples because you're out and about, correct?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to explain it.
I wish I was in front of my computer right now.
Well, guess what? Because this is being live streamed, do you watch YouTube videos?
Yes, I do.
So if you go and find us at ice10k.com, ice10klive.com, you can then click on find us on YouTube. You can find the P.I.L.L method on YouTube and watch the replay.
Awesome. Will do for sure.
All right. So here's what we got, sir. We've got about $137.19 going to principal, $313.81 going to interest. Okay. So the next month we have $139.48. So if you were to pay 1 month regular, just pay your regular car payment and give the bank an extra $139.48, you knock off one payment you never have to make with just $139.
That's doable.
And that's because you have a high interest rate. If you had a lower interest rate, the principal payments would be higher. Okay, so now here's what I'm saying. At the end of 1 year on this loan, you pay this loan down by $1,805.88. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because of the high interest rate. And the bank wants $3,600 in interest that nobody wants to pay.
Mm-hmm.
But all we're looking at is how the bank wants you to look at it. We want you to look at it the pill method way. Okay. So I'm just going to pick this number of $1,805.88. I'm going to ask you, if you or somebody you know had $1,800, all right, let's say it's sitting in the bank, do you realize you can pay it all at once on line one and be paid down to line 12 on your amortization schedule and save over $3,300 in interest?
Wow.
Okay, now I'm going to lower the interest rate to something that people like. Okay, so what would be a good interest rate for this car? What would you think?
For a car, half that, 9%, 10%, I can see for a car
Okay,
is decent.
let's do it even better because
For me.
yeah, for you. Okay, so let's just cut it in half. Okay,
Right.
and we're going
5%?
to go down to 9%. How's that?
Oh, okay. All right.
So if we did 9% on the exact same one. Now remember, we put about $1,805 on this and knocked off a year's worth of payments.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if the interest rate were 9%? Okay, then our payment would not be $451. Our payment would be $339.40. Okay, so the payment goes down.
Mm-hmm.
But let me show you what $1,800 does now on this loan. $1,800 now only knocks off 9 payments, not 12,
Mm-hmm.
because your principal payments are higher. Now you're at $198, $199, $200. So if you're stuck in a high interest loan and you can't refi out of it, we're going to show you how you can make that loan work for you because your principal payments are tiny. Work with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're paying back extra on a loan, so people think to double up on my payments, they think they have to do the entire payment
Mm-hmm.
of, what was it, your 451?
Yes.
So to double up on your payment, that's $900.
Right.
No.
The interest.
No, yeah, you want to double up on the principal. So that would mean not $900, but to double up on the principal would be about $280
Mm-hmm.
instead of $900.
Mm-hmm.
So do you see why it's important to learn how to read an amortization schedule?
Definitely.
Rasheen, I can't wait till you get back to some place where you can watch this replay today.
Yeah, you're giving me chills already. I'm ready to go make a payment right now.
listen, man. The pill method makes you happy and want to go and pay these loans now that you know the rules. Doggone it. You can save a lot of money in interest, pay off these loans in record time with your current budget, because now we know that the focus is not interest rate, but interest cost. Not on how much, or not on how fast you can pay off the loan, but how cheaply you can pay off the loan. That is what's important. And Mr. Rasheen, today you have made that clear to everybody in the audience. Thank you so much for coming to the stage. Is there anything else we can do for you today?
No, you've been a blessing already. I'm gonna take action and execute exactly what you told me to do. And that's it. Execution for 2022. Thank you so much.
And you say you have a mortgage too?
Yes, I have a duplex.
So, Mr. Rasheen, how would you like? You say you have a what?
Duplex.
Wait a minute. You can't go anywhere just yet. You got a duplex? You mean you living on one side and somebody else is paying the rent on the other side?
Yes, I did the BRRRR method. Right? I'm house hacking right now.
You're house hacking.
I have been. Listen, yes.
Dog.
Somebody pay my mortgage.
Listen, man. How would you like to know how you can cash out refi on that thing years sooner using your current budget, or pay it off pay everything off in about 5 or 6 years.
I definitely want to know that, but that's why I was going to buy your book. I thought your book was going to tell me, but if you could tell me right now, let's go.
Oh, well, now the listen, man, here's what the book tells you. The book tells you why it is not as simple as we believe it is. The book gives
Okay.
you background on why you need a calculator, why you need a computer. So you need to fight fire with fire, right?
Yes.
So if the bank can take a 3% loan and turn it into a 51% loan, or a 6% loan and turn it into 115.838%, they're doing it. So if they have computers that run their whole system, how do we think we're going to beat them at their own game using a pencil and paper?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if they're doing this to us with computers, then we have to fight fire with fire. Let's plug these numbers into the computer. And we don't want to just save some interest, Rasheen.
Mm-hmm.
We want to save the most amount of interest per dollar applied. The most you can possibly save that's mathematically possible for you. So I'm gonna give you a quick example of what I mean. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got a guy who is who paid off his car, and then when he paid off his car, he took the $700 that he's no longer paying on the car. He's
Mm-hmm.
adding it to his mortgage every month, helping to pay that down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then he calls me and tells me his story. I said, well, that's what the experts are teaching. Why are you calling me? He says,
Mm-hmm.
because I saw one of your videos and I'm wondering if I did the wrong thing. So I asked him, when you paid off the car, sir, how much interest did you save? You know what he told me, right? I don't
What he
know.
told you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I said, well, let's figure it out. So he gave me the numbers, just like you gave me the numbers. So so in an amortization schedule, so I can figure this out, how much interest he saved. He saved $7,700 in interest because it was a luxury car. Paid it off, 40 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he saved how much? $7,700.
Yeah.
Now his loan was over, I think it was like $700,000 on his mortgage. Okay. But let me show you something. He paid $40,000 on his car and it saved him $7,000. I'm going to show you what would happen if we have a $200,000 loan. I've got that on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And we put $40,000 down on a $200,000, not a $700,000. Look at this. $40,000 on this loan knocks off $127,000 in interest that these folks never have to pay.
Wow.
He took 40 grand, paid off his car because that's what the experts were teaching him.
Mm-hmm.
And he saved $7,700 when he could have took that 40 grand and could save considerably more. And in this case, 40,000 saves you about $127,000 in interest, and it knocks off 140 payments.
Wow. Those one-time payments ain't where it's at then.
So when we're doing this thing, we want to pay the right amount at the right time on the right loan. And it is just too much to figure out. The book would have to be taller than the Empire State Building to give you all the information you need.
That's huge.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is why we have a calculator, a computer program that does all of this work for us.
Okay.
All right, sir.
I'm going to get plugged into that calculator for sure. I thank you.
All right. So all you have to do is follow us, go to ice10klive.com, and then you'll go get plugged into our website at Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Put in your financial data. We will tell you the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free and how much interest you're going to save with your current budget, sir.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much
sir.
for coming to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you again.
All right. You're welcome. All right, Jared,
Hey, Don, we have a question online.
what do we got?
Let's go over here real quick. Somebody, I think, in fact, that Tiffany already responded to them, which I thought was pretty cool. But here's the question, Don. I watched a webinar yesterday with a program like yours. It is Money Max account through United Financial Freedom.
Mhm.
What is the difference between the two programs? I'm assuming they mean this is Snow on YouTube. B Snow on YouTube says is asking the difference between this program from United Financial Freedom and the Pill method.
Oh boy, you're going to get some good information now. All right, so here's what's going on now. Okay, so for everybody who's out there that's got a pen and paper, here's what I need you to do. First of all, the government website where copyrights live, go look up Pill Method and see who owns the copyright. Okay, go look up Pill Method, see who owns the copyright. You'll see that I own the copyright. Then go to the government website where you register trademarks and look at the Pill Method and see who owns the trademark. You will see I own the trademark. Okay, what you're going to see here is that there are people out there that, do you know what Kurt, do you know what a white label is?
Somewhat familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what give you a perfect example. I'm from Battle Creek, Michigan. Does anybody know what Battle Creek, Michigan is famous for?
Kellogg's.
Okay. And when let's pick Kellogg cornflakes. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Have you ever been to a store to see off-brand cornflakes?
Yes.
All right. Guess who makes those cornflakes for the off-brand companies? Kellogg's, in the same factory.
Oh.
Yeah. People don't know that. These brands they produce white label products for other companies, and they produce it and box it right there in their own plants. But guess what they do with the formula? They slightly change the formula.
Little tweak. Okay.
Little tweak. So there are people that when you look at the computer program, the artificially intelligent program, it is exactly the same as the Pill Method program.
Oh wow.
But the computer is the same, but the coaching and everything else is not the same, because you can white label something, but it is not a franchise. When you get a franchise, okay, then you have to do exactly what the franchisor says. So when somebody buys a McDonald's franchise, they've got to use the French fries that McDonald's says to use. And when they're cooking those French fries, they have to cook it exactly the exact same time. I mean, they have a timer on it. Anything you change in a McDonald's restaurant that does not come from corporate, you are not in compliance, and you can lose your franchise. You cannot put the golden arches up. Okay? So here's what I'm trying to say. If somebody wants to white label our product, they have to, there's certain hoops they have to jump through to white label our product.
Yeah.
But if they want to franchise it, they have to do it exactly the way we say. And these folks aren't doing it exactly the way we say. So they have a white label, but it's not franchised.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So
Beast Snow just responded saying that makes sense. Thank you.
And so that's what, and some things it's okay. If I need cough medicine, and the active ingredient in the cough medicine is dextromethorphan. That's the active ingredient in cough medicine. So if I can get the extra strength in the brand name or I can get the exact same thing in the off-brand name. I can get the active ingredient. I will get the off-brand name, but you know what won't be won't be the same? The off-brand is going to taste nasty.
So the 20% of flavor changes everything.
The off-brand will taste nasty, but I save some money. And so what's happening here, folks, is there are people who have gotten the white label version of what we do. Okay. It costs them less money. I'll tell you right now, the white label version costs less money. But they find out that the coaching, the customer service is not the same. And they end up coming back to us anyway for additional coaching that they pay for. And the money they saved, they end up paying for anyway, because when they work with us, we're going to save them an additional on the first half hour we spend with them, they save an additional between 2 and 5 years off and an additional $20,000 to $30,000 in interest saved. Because I know some people. Kurt, do you know how to use Microsoft Word?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, and I know how to use Microsoft Word, but I don't know how to use everything in Microsoft Word. Have you seen somebody that is an expert on Microsoft Word?
Yeah. And when you find those people, they really know how to make it sing.
They know how to make that thing sing, man. So when I have Microsoft Word and they have Microsoft Word, but Microsoft Word doesn't do the same thing in my hands as it does in theirs.
Come on.
This program, if it's not in the P.I.L.L method hands, it will not do the same thing if it's in somebody else's hands. I'm just telling you. I want to thank you for bringing that to the stage this morning. You just helped a lot of people today.
Honestly, good. Hey, Jared, that's it for online.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, wise one, Don. I have a question. So what you're saying is if I have to have major surgery, I shouldn't go to the doctor that might help me and might not have had the 100% training? So you're saying I should go to the expert, the interest cancellation expert. I should go to the expert for my medical issues because I want to make sure I 100% live, right? I don't want to take that extra 20% chance.
Yeah, you just might want to go to the doctor that taught the doctors.
That part. The expert.
That part.
Exactly.
That part. So folks, this is what we're talking about. And it is and I can't really lay claim that that it's my expertise that has done all this. I just told you before at the top of the show that I have ASD, or autism spectrum disorder. When I look at an amortization schedule, I see the patterns. And this is why when you look at the book, okay, the book is the P.I.L.L Method book, and it's the only book out of 33 million titles on Amazon that talks about this. Okay. Money Max account, they don't have a book. And if they printed a book, they'd have any information that's out there. This is why I mentioned the copyright, and this is why I mentioned that this is a registered trademark. They can't use any of my information without permission and without paying a whole lot of money. I mean, that's just the way it is. All right. What's next, Jared?
Wow.
All right, just testing 1 2. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, Jared. And listen, Jared, on the same note, you're doing some work. You're doing some work with some people who are in the incubator stage. They're bringing you their ideas, their tech ideas. How important do you go into how important it is to protect their idea at all? Do you touch on that?
Absolutely, yeah. Protecting your intellectual property is super important. So what they have to do when submitting the idea is they sign an NDA. Therefore, if they do not move forward the incubator cannot use the idea without collaboration and permission from the owner. So with that being said, if you ever have intellectual property, an idea or a website idea or a trademark name, never share it with anyone until you have it protected or you have an NDA with the person that you share it with.
And that's why that's why when other people are using the same software, they don't have all the same content. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for that. All right, what's
And
next?
that's also why, Don, I
Yeah.
have learned that a major company,
Yes.
Jarvis.ai, had to change its name because it infringes upon Jarvis on Marvel. And they had to change everything recently about their brand. Now they're Jasper.ai. That's major.
Wow. That
And
is.
by the way, YCEO is trademarked, just so y'all know.
Listen, folks, there's a lot that goes on in all of these things. And I was just fortunate to get some good counsel and to get some good lawyers that put all this together for me so that we could actually exist in the marketplace and do what we do to help a lot of people. But we're still helping people even with the white label. All right. And then even some of those people make their way back to us to get the additional training.
Hey Don, this is Mary Nicole. How are you?
Doing fine, Mary. How are you?
I am good. So I have to give an update.
Come on. Listen.
All right.
Okay, listen. Okay, folks. Before you give your update, Mary,
Okay.
let's make sure that everybody is listening and start pinging people in because Mary's a client, and you gotta tell us, Mary, who you are and what you do before you give us the update. And folks, you will start clipping like crazy. Miss Mary, go right ahead.
All right. So I'm Mary Nicole. I'm an accountant. I have an accounting firm in Charlotte. We have an office in Buffalo, New York. And so I only listen to two now shows on Clubhouse. One is yours, and then Business Over Breakfast. And I just happened to see it pop up one day, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! Pay off mortgage in 7 years." Because as an accountant, it's something that I've always wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it. And I always tell my clients to get mortgages, but I didn't know how to tell them how to pay it off. So I decided to do it. I talked to Don. I ordered the book. I read the book in one day. I called, make my appointment, met with Don, and I'm an accountant. So a couple of things: one, I'm frugal, and two, I'm risk adverse for certain things. But as soon as I heard, I paid that day. I paid that day. I had no reservation because when he explains it and you look at it, you see what no one's ever taught us about interest. And so I have these mortgages that I've had for a lot of years. And I think I've been in the program maybe 3.5 months, Don. For 3.5 months.
Listen, I have so
I think
many.
it's 3.5 months.
Okay.
And
It's about that.
yeah. And so one of my mortgages started out at 100. It's at 87, and Friday I make another payment. It's to get 76,000.
What?
So in 3.5 months, yeah. I mean, it's like this math magic. I tried for the first 2 months. I tried to figure it out. Like, I don't even understand how is this happening. I don't understand because you didn't give me any extra money. I just came back from Jamaica, so I still live my life.
Oh,
I
Lord.
live my life, and I didn't even use any savings to do this. I didn't in the calculation in the account. I didn't put in any of my existing savings. So
Wow.
this was all from this plan and this budget. And I can't wait. I actually have a client on the line. I was like, you just have to join and listen because he's very into finances and doing things, that are just different and all that wealth and all that kind of stuff. So I just want you to come listen. I didn't even, this is the first time he heard my story. But literally, I paid $25,000 in 3.5 months.
Wow. And Mary, does the program list how much interest you're saving as well along the way?
It does. as of right now, before my payment on Friday, it's $9,054,
Oh, you've already saved $9,000 in interest that
and
you'll
that
have.
was just with doing like an $11,000 payment.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And then the other thing that I find very interesting.
yes,
So I'm a credit union. We know credit unions, their technology is a little bit, archaic. So they cannot. When I make the payment,
yeah.
they can't apply it to principal if I call, and they can't apply it to principal if I do it online. I have to send them an email or call and tell them exactly how much I'm paying to the principal, and they can't even do it at that time. So when the payment first hits, it goes the regular way, like some going to interest, some going to principal, and they have to go in and manually adjust it to be all principal.
Folks, I'm telling you, there are folks out there that are in the banking system and they call themselves bankers. They're just not. They don't know how all of this works. And when you go in there knowledgeable about this, don't go and try to get validation on what you know from the people that work in the bank. I'm telling you, if you spend just 2 hours in this room, you're going to know more than they do when you show up at your bank. So please
It's crazy.
don't try to get validation from them because you're not going to get it. Miss Mary,
Yeah.
is there anything else going on with you?
No, I mean, that's it. I'm excited. By the end of this year, this mortgage will be done before the end of the year, honestly. And I'm just excited to see what the program does next, because really, it's just kind of like GPS. You're just kind of following it.
Miss
Just following it.
Miss Mary, listen, when I told you at the beginning that you're not only going to be able to continue to live, but you're going to have an accelerated lifestyle and get out of debt. Did you believe at the beginning?
No,
But
I always put clients on budgets, and I'm like, dang, I'm gonna have to be on a budget.
mhm.
I'm not gonna like this. And honestly, I mean, no, nothing's changed. Like, it's very crazy.
And you just came
It's
back from where?
Jamaica.
Jamaica, and
Yep.
you're gonna put an extra how much on your mortgage?
It is $12,492 on Friday.
And are we cleaning out your bank account to do that?
Nope, we're cleaning out the account that I transferred the money to following the system. Just
But
making the transfers.
but you're still building savings and getting out of debt and
Yep.
going to Jamaica?
Yeah.
Listen, folks, the money is there. We just need to know how to manage it. And this program does all of that for you. Miss Mary, thank you so very much
You are welcome.
for
You're
coming
welcome.
to the stage today and helping so many people. We're getting so many comments out there. Like David Hunt says, yo, that's amazing.
It's crazy because my mind is blown. Like I said, I'm an accountant and I'm a good accountant, and it's just mind blowing. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
Jane
And
Harris is
it's not a gimmick. It's the best money I've spent, and I didn't even have reservations. It's not cheap, but it's worth it.
Jane Harris says, wow, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So listen, folks, this is what we're talking about. We have testimonies like this over and over and over again. And this is why we do what we do, so that the light actually comes on. And when we do this for an accountant, and then they start telling their clients, now this is somebody that they know, that they like, and that they trust. They might not hear it from me, but they'll hear it from Mary. Mary, thanks again.
You're welcome.
All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming up and sharing the testimonial and the success, because you probably helped somebody make the decision to go to ice10klive.com, choose a savings and earnings report, upload their financial information, and speak with Don's team to get the same experience that you're able to experience as well. So we have 22 minutes left. We'd love for somebody in the audience to raise their hand and come on stage and ask a question, as well as anybody on the streams. Go ahead and type in your question, and Don will be happy to answer it. If there are no questions, Don, maybe you'll put up an example that could be helpful for the audience maybe for investors, student loans, a mortgage example that we haven't done, a refinance, whichever one you choose. But just before you go to the example, make sure you click on Don's profile, give him a follow on Clubhouse, click the always on notification. And if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, please retweet, share, as well as, you know, forward this room to all your friends and family so they can see this last example. All right, back to you, Don.
Thank you, Jared. Listen, folks. While I'm getting this together, I want to. I'm noticing in the audience, and I want to say congratulations to all the party hats in the audience because they've been on Clubhouse less than a week, and I see at least one balloon out there, Miss Siobhan. Congratulations to you being 1 year on the app. Oh my gosh, 1 year, and We're coming up on 1 year fairly soon here. So congratulations to the party hats and all the balloons. And thank you, all of you, for being in this room this morning. So listen, we're going to go over a couple of things. I'm going to put things on the screen here. And let's see here. And we're going to share this. Boom. All right. I'm trying to, Kurt, I'm trying to put my PowerPoint on. Do you see it?
I think it's coming up. Yeah, it just took a second, but it's up now.
All right, great. All right. So, folks, here's what we're talking about. I'm just going to go over certain parts of this, but how to pay off mortgages and other debt in about 7 years. And we're going to hit some. I just want to explode some myths before we go today. And you do want to see this. So, Miss Kenyatta, are you still with us? Can you tell them, folks, how they can see these last examples in the last few minutes today? Oh, and then I've got an announcement to make. So, Ms. Kenyatta, how can they see the examples?
You want to go to ice10klive.com and you want to go over to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube, however you want to see these examples. And then you want to not stop there. You want to share your information with people that you love, because it would be truly selfish for you to just keep it all to yourself.
All right, folks, before I forget, all right, I was supposed to make this announcement at the top, but I forgot, but we just want to get it out there. Next week, starting on Wednesday, this show on the 1st will not be done in Huntsville, Alabama. We will be in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands next Wednesday, and we're going to be there for 10 days. So a whole week worth of shows are going to be done from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. And I'm not taking a green screen. The background you see is what's out there. I mean, listen, it's 25 degrees in Huntsville right now. We're taking the show to the Caribbean, folks, our Caribbean base. Okay. And I want you to come in there and enjoy the sights and the sounds of the Caribbean from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. And one of our clients actually owns the villa that we're going to be there. And we're going to be highlighting that villa for her. It's called the Pelican Way Villas in St. Thomas. You want to look it up, and I'm telling you, it's gorgeous. You want a place to stay in St. Thomas? That's the place to stay, and that's where we're headed to. And so we're going to be showing pictures of that place. We're going to be putting her link up. All sorts of things are going to be happening. You are going to love this place, and where we're going to be showing. So what we want to talk to you about, folks, is how can you save money on interest and stop giving it to the bank and use that money to invest in your family and in creating memories for your family, like going to St. Thomas. Stop giving it to the bank. Take that money and travel. Take that money and invest. Take that money and buy something. Take that money and create generational wealth. You can do all of those things if you just stop giving that money to the bank. And how do we do that? We pay off the mortgages in 7 years. I want to show. I want to make sure that we see this. This one. 90% of the people you know will never pay off a mortgage. 90% failure rate. Would you send your children to a school where 90% of the people fail to graduate? Then why do we engage in a system where 90% of us will never pay off the mortgage? We don't get into it for that. We get into it for other reasons. All right. And so, how can we do all of this? We can do this without refinancing. We can do it without changing your budget. All right. And we can do it without sacrificing lifestyle. Oh my goodness. And where will you not hear this information? So there's some folks out there that they've been teaching on finances for years. All right. And what they teach, let me tell you this, what they teach works for them and their students, or they wouldn't be doing it for as long as they've been doing it. What we're saying here is not that they're wrong. What we're saying is what we're teaching, you will not be able to get there because we're teaching something completely different. And so what we're teaching, you will not be able to get from the financial gurus like Dave Ramsey because he's not teaching the P.I.L.L method. And Susie Orman is not teaching the P.I.L.L method. Gene Chatsky from NBC is not teaching the P.I.L.L method, or Larry Burkett. So, folks, the information that's out there, this is what are you doing that's different? Well, I just want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that when it comes to all of this, the information that's out there is kind of dated. I mean, but they've been teaching the same thing over and over again. And here's what I want to ask you. What technology do you have in your home that's 25 years old? So I'm not saying their information doesn't work, but can what Mr. Ramsey, what he's been teaching, can it be improved on over a 25-year period? Can we take the basics of what he has and then make him plug a computer into it or bring it up to date so it can do more than it was ever designed to do? Well, that's what's going on, folks. How many of you have heard of Kodak? Kodak was huge in the film and camera business. But what happened to them? They didn't change over when things went digital. And now Kodak it's not as big a brand name as it used to be. I just found out, my beloved BlackBerry. Oh my goodness. There was a time you would not see me without my BlackBerry. And BlackBerry just announced we stopped supporting BlackBerry. Oh, okay. So
in the words of the young people, what's a BlackBerry?
What's a BlackBerry? So
what's
folks,
a VCR tape? Okay, sorry.
All right, and just to just to make this thing very, very clear, and folks, I'm not bragging here. I'm just saying things change, and I want to bring up one other point. How many of you have heard of Square? How many of you have heard of PayPal? How many of you have heard of other payment platforms out there? Well, folks, I'm trying to tell you, things change, things get better. And there's somebody on my stage now that can tell you a little bit about that. King J-Lo, do payment platforms ever actually get better?
I agree. I agree with that statement. Yes, sir. It does. And those that do not know who I am, my name is Jason King, founder of Payment. All the details are in my bio. I'm here to support the P.I.L.L method, Jared, Kenyatta, everybody on stage and in the room. So thank you, Don, for having me.
All right. Okay, folks, here's what we're talking about in the last few minutes here. P.I.L.L method, what does it stand for? P.I.L.L method International, LLC. All right. It stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. And Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Amortized interest has to be the ninth. And here is the formula that the banks use to amortize loans. We're not going to get into that because I don't understand it. I just know it costs people a whole lot of money. So we just know we got some smart people who know things about coding and algorithms and all of that. We put it into our computing platform, and now this is what we're using to save people lots and lots of money. So, folks, I want to go over this right quick and say what's really happening with a 3% loan. Okay. With a 3% loan, you're actually going to pay back 51% of what you borrowed in interest. So this is for 30 years, all 3% loans for 30 years, no matter how much you borrow, 51.777%. That's what you're going to pay back to the bank. All right. So here's what you also need to know. Same principal borrowed at 4%. The interest on that is $359,000. That's 71% of what you borrowed. At 5%, the interest paid is $466,000. That's 93%. At 6%, the bank wants you to pay them over 30 years $579,190 in interest on a $500,000 loan. That is 115.838%. And my friends in Bermuda, where the median home price is over $1 million, most of their loans are at 7% or more. My friends in Bermuda. All right. And so they're paying. So on a $500,000 loan, it would be $697,543.60. That's 139.5%. Folks, this is what's being done, and it's legal. I also want you to know you don't have to pay that. Here's what you need to know. This is what it says in everybody's mortgage right here. The borrower's right to prepay. And I don't care how many times I do this. What we find out is that people ask, can I do this? Well, I'm telling you, it's in your contract. You don't have to ask for permission. It's your right to pay off the loan. Look what it says here. I have the right to make payments of principal at any time before they are due. A payment of principal only is known as a prepayment. When I make a prepayment, I will tell the note holder in writing that I am doing so. I may make a full prepayment or partial prepayments without paying any prepayment charge. Now, here's the best part of the whole thing in paragraph 3. The note holder, the one who I'm borrowing the money from, will use all of my prepayments to reduce the amount of principal that I owe under this note. That means there's a time when you give the bank money, they cannot take interest out of that money. All of that money goes to pay down the loan without paying interest. So what am I saying? There are times you can give the bank money, which makes it impossible for them to charge you interest. Oh my goodness. That's why I love what we're doing here. All right. And so, and we talked about a little earlier, what would happen if we had just a little bit of money and we didn't have a lot of money. Okay. All right. I've got a couple more minutes to go. I'm going to do this last because some people like this particular example. I showed earlier, if I paid an extra $200 on the loan, I would save about $1,000 in interest we never have to pay. This is called the power of the penny. But if I didn't have $200 and I said $100, I could pay half that. If I paid half that, I would save half the interest. That's about $500. $50 saves me $250. $25 saves me $125. You don't need a lot of money to save a lot of interest. That's where we need to focus. $25 extra on a $200,000 loan doesn't make a dent in the $200,000, but it saves me $125 I don't have to pay. Use your little bits of money. Let's put them in the bank. Let's build it up, and we'll show you how to hit that bank and save a lot of money. And so, listen, folks, even $3.13 will save you $18.75. If you gave me $3.13 and I gave you back $18.75, how many times would you do that? Everybody said, all day, every day. So let's take a look at the second part, and then Jared, I'm going to be done, and we're going to be doing our outros for all of our mods here. But I just wanted to take this thing all the way down and explain to people, if you ever see me in a parking lot and I'm picking up the pennies, this is why I pick up pennies in the parking lot. Because in this example, 1 penny saves me 7 pennies in interest I don't have to pay. So don't judge me. I'm picking up pennies in the parking lot. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, all right. So thank you everybody for coming to the room today. We really enjoyed your company and your questions, and we're gonna close out the room. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm in the red bar. But what we're gonna do is some moderator outros. But before we do, Don, I would like for you to let them know how they can get in touch with you, let them know about the book, and then let them know about the Get Access tour as well. And then we're gonna go moderator outros from Jason all the way up from Coffee, Kurt, Credit Goddess, YCEO, and Kenyatta. So don't wait for me to call on you. Just look for the PTR and go next when you're in order. So Don, please let everybody know how to get in touch with you to get that savings earnings report and understand when they can be debt free.
Thank you, Jared. So, folks, we've said it before. We'll say it again. What you're going to do is go to ICE, which stands for Interest Cancellation Expert, ICE10KLive.com. And when you go there, you're going to see the savings and earnings report button. Click it. Follow all of the directions. Get your code when you verify your cell phone number. Put the code in, and it will let you into the financial form. Fill out the financial form, and then we will let you know how much interest you can save. And the month, day, and year you can be debt free. And that interest savings, oh my goodness, we are going to tell you how you can develop that money that you save into generational wealth for your family. You can also get my book. Get it today, folks. Get the book today on Amazon. Go to the same card and click on Get the Book. Once you get the book, then you'll start on your journey to understanding what has been hidden from you for the last 88 years. Take that information and then start building a whole new foundation for your finances with that book. And once you get the book, get the 10K card that goes along with it. And Kenyatta, once they get the book, how they're going to get their 10K card?
So you got the book. What you want to do now is go to ice10klive.com. Go to where it says, I'm ready. Upload that screenshot of your receipt, and then give your handles and phone number, email address. Let us know where you want to receive your digital card. And 10K will provide you with one in an hour or less. And that is a 10K card valued at $100.
All right, folks, on that same card, on the first button to the right is talking about the Get Access tour next month in Atlanta. A lot of the people that you see on Clubhouse that's dropping gems, a lot of knowledge, it's going to be there live. And so we're still getting the early bird tickets out, and it's for February 18 and 19. Make sure you have your face in the place. Get your information, and I will be coming in Saturday night to close it all out with the P.I.L.L method, talking about how you can eliminate 75% of that interest and cut off and kill these loans in about 7 to 9 years. And if you're a buy and hold investor, you can cash out refi years sooner with a much lower interest cost. So we're going to see you next month. So listen, folks, and don't forget, next week, starting Wednesday, we're going to be simulcasting from St. Thomas Virgin Islands. Oh, I can't wait to get there. All righty. Okay, so who's going to be our first moderator? Let me pull the
I think
refresh,
it's
and it looks like Coffee. Is that right?
I think it's King J. Okay.
King
I'm
J-Lo?
teaching.
King J-Lo, why don't you go ahead and do your outro right then, and then Coffee, you coming up next. King J-Lo, are you there? All right, Coffee, it's on
They
you.
may be doing something.
Hey Don, I'm in a classroom with my students right now.
Okay, all right. See,
Well,
people are
I'll
working.
just read off a couple of things here, Don. But King J-Lo is the founder of Payment, PEYMYNT, the alternative to PayPal and Square for influencers, creatives, freelancers, and businesses. Definitely check him out, PEYMYNT.com. Definitely somebody you want to know, especially if you're in this influencer space. He is moving and shaking. Definitely somebody to know. And we're glad that he joined us on the stage today. Coffee Brown, Coach Coffee Brown, is her 10K card is there as well. Let me pull that up real quick. I'm used to not reading at this time. I'm used to actually just trying to follow along with Jared and with Don. But I know we have Coffee's information here. Coffee10k.com. Definitely somebody that you want to tap in with. She says in her bio, I'm a lifelong learner and I am here to teach you what I've learned. From there, help you to apply those strategies and principles which will position you to create generational wealth. I am your 8-cylinder engine to uncommon success. I love that. It's so well written. And then the next person that's on the stage that needs to give an outro is a guy by the name of Kirk Nugent.
Go ahead, Kurt.
Speaker preacher. So man, I get to serve as your producer for this show. And always excites me to be able to share and to talk with folks about live video, because live video is a game changer. So yeah, my name is Kirk Nugent, former missionary and IT executive, turned content creator and live video coach. Live video coach. What is live video, you might ask? Live video is what we're doing right now. This is a great example of live video. Don is using all these platforms and all these means to be able to share what he knows, share the value he has to provide on a broader scale. And I'm excited to be able to partner with him. I've been given the name the Geek Speaker Preacher, and it really embodies my passions: technology, media, speaking, and ministry. While I'm growing intentionally on a number of platforms, social media platforms, my primary focus is on YouTube, where I teach small businesses, entrepreneurs, and faith-based entities how to harness the power of live video. I want to pass the mic over to Rosa Lore, the credit goddess.
Oh, and she's probably talking to a client too.
I don't mind continuing to read, but yeah, she says money talks, but credit holds the conversation. If that intrigues you, you're gonna want to tap in with her. Her link is on the screen, but for those who can't see it, it's creditgoddess10k.com. Money talks, but credit holds the conversation. Somebody you definitely want to check in with, tap in with. And up next, we're gonna pass the mic to Tiffany, the wise CEO. Copyrighted, by the way.
Thank you so much, Brother Kurt. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness, this room always leaves me feeling like I can change the entire world. I'm Tiffany, the Wise CEO. I'm an executive coach here on Clubhouse, an international speaker, and I've led many women's organizations throughout the 20 years of my experience. I'm also a 3-time award-winning philanthropist. And one of the things I truly enjoy is being a change agent for my community, where we have actually helped change the redlining in Springdale, Ohio, here outside of Cincinnati, and bringing a $1 billion project endeavor to increase to 21 billion by the time that it's over, which is going to change amazing lives. And I'm so excited about that. I've also changed the law, a historic law in the state of Ohio at the Supreme Court level that had never been done before on behalf of borrowers, specifically women. So I'm really excited about that. And here on Clubhouse, I run a couple of clubs, and I'll only name 2 here in this space, which is the Ivy League Club, no pun intended. I did take a course at Ivy, but it's for my sorority sisters. And then the groundbreaking club that I love dear to my heart as well is the YCEO.club. And that will bring you right back here to Clubhouse, where you can tap in. We actually have a series that's coming up in February. We will be starting a groundbreaking series on the tools that you need for your business to be compliant and to run smoothly. Because we've been talking about trademarking and copywriting, there's a lot of things that need to be put in place for your business as well. So we'll be dropping those gems. We got some amazing speaker lineups in all areas of business. So I'm really excited. So make sure that you follow and check my back channel as well for the links to those upcoming rooms that we'll be doing that series in February. Thank you all so much again. You can find me at yceo10k.com.
That's good. That's good. Kenyatta.
Oh, Miss Kenyatta, you in this? You in the house?
I am. So you guys, it's been amazing. Right now, I'm actually getting my dress fitted so that I can go to the Valentine's Day gala to recognize Black women in Atlanta. That's doing it real big in their spaces, real estate, etc. And I will be there repping the fact that I can help you find a deal, fund a deal, and save interest on that deal. So I have to be there. And so if you want to know more about me, you can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And as always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Kenyatta.
Thanks, Kenyatta. Well, everyone, listen, we've come to the end of another show. I want to thank.
Doc,
Yes, what's going on, man?
I'm going to pass it to you, but I don't want people to walk away and not know who Jared is. I mean, we got his 10K card up here as well.
Listen, man.
Jared10k.com. This is our fearless moderator. Our fearless moderator for the room. He keeps us on track and keeps us on schedule. The guy is a tech genius. Tech startups, connecting people to tech careers. Closed 40 million plus in software/tech deals since 2006. He's working with Grant Cardone in the 10X incubator. You can submit your tech idea/pitch, even if it's on a napkin, to his personal submission page, and all of that stuff is in his bio. Check him out, Jared10k.com. Now we want to hand it over to Don. And Don, you're going to give some final words, and we will close this thing out.
Listen, man, I'm looking forward to meeting with talking to everybody on our next show on Friday. Make sure that you're here in the space and invite other people in. Follow me, follow the club, follow the moderators, and we'll be coming right back here with great content. And next week, don't forget, we're going to be coming live to you from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm going to actually rent a car and drive on the opposite side of the road. So I'm telling everybody in St. Thomas, watch out for me, especially in the roundabouts, because I'm still learning. All right, listen, folks, it's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to talking to you again when we come back here on Friday. And listen, you could have been anywhere else. You could have done anything else today, but you decided to spend your time with us. And I so appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time. Kurt, take us out.